नमस्कार। आप सभी का हमारे सोशियोलॉजी लेक्चर्स में स्वागत है। वेलकम टू यू ऑल in my sociological lecture. Today I'll be discussing social control. We all know what is social control. मैं हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में कुछ बात करना चाहूँगा जिसमें कि हमारे जो व्यूअर्स हैं, जो लिसनर्स हैं, जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, they can understand in both the language if they have any problem in Hindi or English. So, social control यानी कि सामाजिक नियंत्रण. We all remember from our childhood. All our actions are controlled either by parents, our kins, हमारे रिश्ते नातेदार. Sometimes our actions are controlled by neighbors. Sometimes we are taught by neighbors. Our actions are controlled by teachers in school. We are told to eat with our right hand, to be punctual in school, to be punctual in our studies, to help needy, not to steal someone's money. किसी का सामान नहीं चुराना चाहिए, लोगों की हेल्प करनी चाहिए, and take care of your belongings. When we talk about the society's rules and the state rules, we are told to drive left, follow the safety rules, follow the laws by the state of the country, take care of our elders, responsive to our children, and also do our job very well with the honesty and all that. These are the teachings, these are the actions which are controlled by our social structure. It is clear that our behaviors, conducts are regulated by family, customs, laws, social norms, cultural values. हमारे समाज में हमारा अपना बिहेवियर इन सारी चीज़ों से नियंत्रित किया जाता है, चाहे वो फैमिली हो, नेबर हो, हमारे कस्टम्स हो, स्टेट लॉज हो, सोशल नॉर्म्स हो, cultural values हो. Our behaviors are guided and controlled by society, state, etc. If that doesn't happen, our uncontrolled actions, behavior will be demise or death of social order. That means to maintain the social order, to have the social order, a social system and the entire social structure by which we are controlled will collapse. Let's move to now the another slide where I'm going to discuss what is social control. What is social control in sociology? What is social control? सामाजिक नियंत्रण हमारे समाजशास्त्र के अनुसार क्या है? A social control is a pattern, suggestion, persuasion, or strain by whatever means, including physical force, by which a society brings into conformity to the approved pattern of our behavior. That means समाज शास्त्र के द्वारा सामाजिक नियंत्रण वो पैटर्न है, सजेशंस है, बिहेवियर जो है हमारे कंट्रोल किसके द्वारा होते हैं? Those are controlled by societal norms, just to bring the conformity in any society, conformity in the state, which are approved pattern of our behavior. Social control is the way in which entire social order maintains itself. Society is a collectivity of groups and individuals for the welfare and advancement of society. It prescribes norms to maintain harmony or order. That means सामाजिक नियंत्रण वो मशीनरी है जिसके द्वारा मनुष्य के इंडिविजुअल बिहेवियर एंड ग्रुप बिहेवियर्स are controlled just to bring the harmony in the system, just to bring the harmony between the people. Social control is the way in which society regulates the behavior of its individual members. Before we start the further in social control, let's examine the practical view of From our childhood, our actions are controlled, as I earlier said. So that means a social control is nothing. That is the controlled behavior of an individual or people by a different force of society, be it a family, be it a neighbor, be it a school teachers, be it a school or a state laws, anything. Social control in sociology perspective, as I already explained, social control as in pattern, suggestion, persuasion, restraint, and coercion by whatever means, including physical force by which a society brings into conformity to the approved pattern of behavior. Social control is the way in which entire social order coerces and maintains itself. Society is collectivity of groups and individuals. For the welfare of advancement of society, it prescribes norms to maintain harmony or order. Social control is the way in which society regulates the behavior of its individual members. Social control. Points what we are going to cover now. Question we raise to understand social control. Meaning of social control, need of social control in society, types of social control, characteristics of social control, role of family neighborhood as to bring social control. So, what we are going to cover here, सोशोलॉजी के अनुसार मीनिंग क्या है सोशल कंट्रोल की, सामाजिक नियंत्रण है क्या, सामाजिक नियंत्रण की ज़रूरत क्या है, व्हाट इज़ द नीड ऑफ सोशल कंट्रोल इन आवर सोसाइटी, सामाजिक नियंत्रण होते कितने प्रकार के हैं, उनके चरित्र क्या है, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या हैं, उनके सैलिएंट फीचर्स क्या हैं, और फैमिली और नेबरहुड का हमारे सामाजिक नियंत्रण में क्या रोल है. सो मीनिंग ऑफ सोशल कंट्रोल. It means to bring people of society within the limits and compel them to adopt conformity to social norms. Meaning thereby, सामाजिक नियंत्रण वो है जो लोग समाज में लोगों को उनकी सीमा निर्धारित करता है and compel them to adopt conformity to social norm. यानी कि समाज के दायरे में रहते हुए सामाजिक norms क्या हैं, social norms क्या हैं, to follow them. That means to bring them together to understand कि you have to live within that. कोई भी इंसान समाज में इतना फ्री नहीं है कि वो जो चाहे वो कर ले. घर पे है तो उसको घर की नॉर्म्स मेंटेन करने होते हैं, समाज में है तो ही हैज़ टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर द नॉर्म्स, कल्चरल वैल्यूज. पड़ोस में है तो हाउ ही हैज़ टू बिहेव with the neighbors. जैसे कि practically we today we understand you cannot put a loudspeaker after 12 o'clock. You cannot disturb people at your neighborhood. Having a volume of your music system which is uncontrolled. You cannot drive your car within your society at a speed of 100 because children are playing. So these are certain norms which are decided by society. Social control is the basic means of social solidarity. यानी कि समाज में स्थायित्व लाने का काम करती है and conformity rather than deviance. ये सामाजिक नियंत्रण deviances नहीं लाता है, बिखराव नहीं लाता है. It controls behaviors, attitude and actions of individual to balance their social situations. Now let us understand what are the definition of a social control. According to Fairchild, it is the process which helps a society to secure conformity to individuals as well as groups. It is not only for the individual, it does not control only individual behavior, but it controls the society, it controls the different associations, it controls the different groups. Harton and Hunt, what he says, that social control is a complete process where society provides security to its members and conformity to their prospects. What does Mannheim says? It is the collection of methods which can help to influence human behavior to retain social order. Let's slide. What is the outcome of the definitions? Social control is general method of controlling behaviors and conducts of individual, which is in a way of accepted code of conducts in a society, which brings the solidarity to society. The regulation of behaviors of individuals are taken two ways. One, by accepted and established social norms, values of society, and by use of force, law of society controls the behavior and conducts of people. Meaning thereby, सामाजिक नियंत्रण समाज के वैल्यूज नॉर्म्स के द्वारा ही नहीं होता है, बल्कि to control human behavior, to control individuals and group behavior, the conducts, there is a requirement to bring a law and force in society. Now let us understand what are the needs of social control. One, to maintain the old order and system. हर समाज में कोई ना कोई पुराना सिस्टम होता है, उसको आप कैरी फॉरवर्ड करते हैं टू इन ए प्रेजेंट सोसाइटी, और सम टाइम उस नियंत्रण को आप इवेल्युएट करते हैं, उसको चेंज करते हैं, एंड टू ब्रिंग द न्यू सिस्टम, टू रेगुलेट individual behavior, to check cultural maladjustment deviations, to provide social sanction recognition. What does that mean? When your behavior, when individuals' behavior are controlled by certain norms, certain rules and regulations and laws, by values, by family, by neighborhood, it gives a social sanction and recognition. To establish social unity, it gives you a social unity. What are the need for social control? Let us understand in this a picture. To maintain social order, establish social unity, provide social recognition, cultural maladjustment, to regulate human behavior. Now let us understand what are the characteristics of social control. Following are the characteristics, mainly, precisely. It is an influence exerted through social suggestions, public opinion, religious appeal. Influence is exercised by society better than a single person or an individual. What does that mean? It means any influence, when you start behaving or when you are interacting with people, that is what the sociology studies. That is what the sociology analyzes. The influence is exercised by society better than a single person or individual. Such groups may be in a form of a family, union, club, village, or even particular jatis, etc., etc. That means our society is governed by certain norms, certain group of people, certain unions, certain, the associations. And then it is easier to control, rather than you bring the social control in the system, you bring a laws, rules, कानून आप ले आते हो, नॉर्म्स आपने सेट कर दिए हैं, लेकिन आप इंडिविजुअल लोगों को जा के नहीं समझा सकते. You cannot control. Therefore, there is a need to bring an association, there is a need to bring social groups, there is a need to bring certain villages as whole, urban areas as whole. Every control as influence exercised by a specific society for promoting of group welfare. Social control is exercised for some specific ends and goals to achieve by individuals of a collective group. Types of social group: direct social control and social control. Direct or indirect, that means formal social control, that types of social control which directly regulates and controls the behavior of individual is called direct social control. वो social control के पैमाने जो आपको डायरेक्टली कंट्रोल करते हैं, जैसे कि फैमिली. रोल ऑफ अ फैमिली और नेबर्स, दे कंट्रोल यू डायरेक्टली. Family, neighborhoods, and playgroup. They are the direct controlling agencies. Family आपको डायरेक्टली कंट्रोल करती है टू रेगुलेट योर बिहेवियर, हाउ टू बिहेव इन सोसाइटी, what to follow inside the house, and how to behave with the neighborhood. And neighborhood tells you how to behave with the people in the neighborhood. In your play group, when you are interacting with your play group, you learn by their actions. Sometimes your behaviors are uncontrolled. हमारा बिहेवियर कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि जो मुझे लगता है कि सही है, बट एक्चुअली शायद वो गलत होता है. उस मौके पे आपका प्ले ग्रुप आपको समझाता है नहीं ऐसा होना चाहिए. ये तरीका है अब किसी से बिहेव करने का. खेलने का तरीका ही समझ लीजिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, व्हेन यू प्ले अ क्रिकेट, यू प्ले अ सॉकर, व्हेन यू प्ले अ टेनिस बॉल, tennis, then what does happen? Play groups, they teach you how to behave when you are playing in a group. You are not an individual when you are living in a society or country. When you are playing a game, you have to behave according to the laws and constitution and social behavioral patterns जो निर्धारित हैं. शायद वो लिखे नहीं होते हैं, लेकिन उनकी अपेक्षा की जाती है कि आप ऐसा ही बिहेव करेंगे. फैमिली, एज आई सेड, फैमिली, प्ले ग्रुप एंड नेबरहुड, इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड बाय दीज थिंग्स. सोशल कंट्रोल टाइप्स: indirect or informal social control. Direct social control, now this is indirect social control. Indirect social control, what does that, how these are controlled? Individual behavior in patterns, and the group patterns by informal social control. Norms, societal norms, values, folkways, mores, customs, these are the informal, which are indirect way. Hope this is clear. Please subscribe my channel, put bell button so that I can share more videos, and write your comments as well. I am trying here to explain Hindi and English so that my students can learn in a better way. Thank you very much.